Cultivating inner power, the true path to lasting happiness. Have you ever felt like your happiness depends on what others think of you? Maybe a single comment, glance, or opinion changes how you feel about yourself or your day. How often do we unknowingly allow others to control our mood, our confidence, even our sense of worth? Imagine, though, if you could move through life with unshakable peace and confidence, regardless of what anyone else says or thinks. What would it be like to know that your inner happiness is yours alone, untouched by others' opinions? Many of us, without realizing it, hand over our peace and happiness to others through small, everyday reactions. A casual remark from a friend or a negative post on social media can instantly disrupt our mood. We get caught up in trying to prove ourselves, seeking approval, or fearing disapproval. In the process, we give away our personal power, allowing the world around us to dictate how we feel. But what if there's another way? What if true happiness lies in reclaiming that power, in finding a sense of peace that is independent of any external opinion? Join me on this journey as we explore how to build inner strength, cultivate confidence, and live authentically, free from the influence of others' judgments. Together, let's discover the path to a resilient, peaceful, and empowered life that is truly our own. 1. Inner power is the key to happiness. Happiness is often seen as something to be pursued in the external world, through achievements, relationships, or material comforts. However, Buddhist teachings remind us that true happiness doesn't come from outside sources. Rather, it originates within us. Inner power, or the strength and stability that comes from self-awareness and emotional resilience, is key to lasting happiness. When we cultivate this inner power, we create a foundation of peace and confidence that isn't easily shaken by the ups and downs of life. One way to understand inner power is by imagining yourself as a calm, deep lake. Just as the surface of a lake might be disturbed by wind and storms, life will inevitably bring challenges and unexpected changes. However, beneath the surface, the lake's depths remain untouched, steady, and clear. This is the essence of inner power, remaining unshaken despite the chaos around us. When we build this kind of resilience within, we become less dependent on external factors for happiness. Whether we face criticism, rejection, or loss, our peace remains intact because it is rooted in our inner strength rather than in the fleeting circumstances of the outer world. A practical way to cultivate inner power is through mindfulness and self-reflection. Mindfulness involves being present and fully aware of our thoughts and emotions without judgment. It's a practice that allows us to observe our inner world and understand the triggers that make us feel powerless or unsettled. When we become more aware of these patterns, we gain control over our reactions, choosing thoughtful responses instead of impulsive ones. By doing so, we protect our peace and maintain control over our happiness. Letting go of attachments is another crucial aspect of inner power. Often, we give others power over our happiness because we're attached to their approval or fearful of their disapproval. By releasing these attachments, we free ourselves from the need for validation from others. This doesn't mean we don't care about relationships. Rather, it means we understand that our happiness isn't dependent on others' opinions or actions. In essence, inner power is a form of freedom. It allows us to navigate life with confidence and peace, finding joy from within. When we nurture this power, we experience a more profound, unshakable happiness that withstands life's inevitable storms. True happiness, then, is not something to be chased or controlled, but something we create and cultivate within ourselves. 2. Self-awareness and mindfulness as the foundation of inner strength. At the heart of true inner strength lies self-awareness, the ability to understand our own thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Without this awareness, we often react impulsively to situations, allowing external events or the opinions of others to control our emotions. Self-awareness empowers us to recognize these patterns, helping us maintain control over our reactions and choices. This foundation of inner strength, rooted in self-awareness, enables us to approach life's challenges with calm and resilience. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in cultivating self-awareness. Practiced through meditation or simply paying attention to the present moment. Mindfulness involves observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. Instead of getting caught up in anger, frustration, or fear, we learn to view these feelings as passing clouds, simply part of our inner weather. When we practice mindfulness regularly, we begin to see our reactions for what they are, temporary responses that we can choose to embrace or let go of. This practice enables us to respond to situations thoughtfully, instead of being driven by impulse or habit. For example, imagine a moment when someone criticizes you. Without self-awareness, you might immediately react defensively, allowing their words to affect your mood and self-esteem. With mindfulness, however, you can pause, observe your emotional response, and decide how to respond. You might acknowledge the criticism without taking it personally, choosing to either learn from it or let it pass. This mindful approach helps you keep your inner peace intact, regardless of outside opinions. Self-awareness and mindfulness also help us recognize when we're giving away our power to others. We often rely on external validation, seeking approval or fearing disapproval, which weakens our inner strength. Through mindfulness, we see how often we look to others for worth and reassurance. When we recognize this tendency, we can begin to shift our focus inward, developing a sense of self-worth that doesn't depend on outside approval. In essence, self-awareness and mindfulness are the foundations of a resilient mind. They allow us to observe our inner world with clarity and detachment, freeing us from reactive patterns and helping us approach life with intention. By nurturing these qualities, we create a steady inner strength that supports lasting peace and happiness. 3. Letting go of external attachments. One of the greatest challenges to inner peace is our attachment to external things, whether it's people, achievements, possessions, or the approval of others. These attachments often make us feel that our happiness depends on circumstances we can't control. When we're overly attached to outcomes or external validation, we become vulnerable to disappointment, anxiety, and self-doubt, as we rely on factors outside of ourselves to feel whole and content. Letting go of these attachments is essential for cultivating a deep, lasting inner strength. Buddhist teachings emphasize that attachment leads to suffering. When we cling to something or someone, we live in constant fear of losing it or not achieving it. This attachment keeps us trapped in cycles of craving and dissatisfaction, preventing us from experiencing true peace. However, letting go doesn't mean we stop caring about people or stop pursuing goals. Rather, it means we learn to appreciate and engage with life without becoming overly dependent on specific outcomes or external validation. Imagine, for example, someone who seeks constant praise at work. When they receive positive feedback, they feel happy and fulfilled. But when the praise is absent or criticism comes their way, their confidence is shaken and they feel insecure. This dependency on approval makes their happiness fragile. By letting go of this attachment, they can focus on doing their best work for personal growth and satisfaction, instead of looking to others for validation. This shift enables them to find a stable sense of accomplishment that isn't tied to others' opinions. Letting go of attachment also involves releasing the need to control everything around us. Life is full of uncertainty, and attempting to control every outcome only leads to frustration. By accepting that some things are beyond our control, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and allow life to unfold naturally. This acceptance brings a sense of freedom and inner calm, as we are no longer bound by the constant worry of what if. Ultimately, letting go of external attachments is about finding security and contentment within ourselves. When we're no longer dependent on outcomes or others' approval, we reclaim our power, becoming less reactive and more resilient. This detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means we're able to enjoy life fully without clinging, allowing us to live with a lightness and peace that comes from within. Letting go, then, is not a loss. It's a profound gain, one that strengthens our inner foundation and brings us closer to lasting happiness. 4. Compassion and forgiveness as building blocks of inner strength. Compassion and forgiveness are often viewed as gifts we offer to others, yet they are also essential for building our own inner strength. When we approach life with compassion and practice forgiveness, we release ourselves from the burdens of anger, resentment, and judgment, creating space for peace and resilience within. These qualities not only strengthen our relationships with others, but also nurture a more stable and confident self. Compassion, especially towards ourselves, is the foundation of inner strength. Often, we are our own harshest critics, judging ourselves for past mistakes or perceived weaknesses. This self-criticism can drain our energy and leave us feeling unworthy. However, when we practice self-compassion, we learn to embrace ourselves with kindness and understanding. Instead of punishing ourselves, we can view our imperfections as natural aspects of being human. This gentle approach creates a safe and supportive inner space, allowing us to grow and face challenges without fear of failure or self-judgment. Forgiveness plays an equally important role in cultivating inner strength. Holding on to grudges and resentment binds us to the past, keeping us from moving forward with an open heart. When we forgive, we free ourselves from this emotional weight, reclaiming our energy and peace of mind. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior or forgetting what happened. Instead, it's a decision to let go of the hold that past hurt has over us. By choosing forgiveness, we release the negative emotions that cloud our inner peace and make room for healing. An example of the power of compassion and forgiveness can be seen in difficult relationships. When someone has wronged us, it's natural to feel hurt or angry, but holding on to these feelings keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity. By choosing to respond with compassion, perhaps by recognizing that the other person may be acting out of their own pain, we open ourselves to understanding and empathy. When we forgive, we shift the focus from blame to healing, allowing ourselves to let go and move forward with renewed strength. Practicing compassion and forgiveness requires patience and courage, but the rewards are profound. These qualities protect our inner peace, helping us to stay grounded and resilient, regardless of external challenges. By embracing compassion and forgiveness, we cultivate a heart that is both strong and open, a heart that serves as a steady anchor through life's storms. In this way, compassion and forgiveness become powerful tools that not only uplift others, but also fortify our own inner strength. 5. Understanding impermanence to reduce stress. One of the fundamental teachings of Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, the understanding that everything in life is constantly changing. Embracing this truth is not only a path to wisdom, but also a powerful way to reduce stress and anxiety. Much of our stress stems from our desire to control or cling to things we believe are permanent, whether it's relationships, career success, or even our own feelings. When we learn to accept impermanence, we free ourselves from the need to hold on to or control these fleeting moments, finding peace in the flow of life. Impermanence can be difficult to accept, especially in a world that often encourages us to seek stability and security. We tend to believe that if we can lock down certain things like a job, a relationship, or a particular lifestyle, we will be happy. However, clinging to this illusion of permanence leads to frustration, as everything in life is subject to change. Relationships evolve, careers shift, and personal goals transform over time. By expecting life to stay the same, we set ourselves up for disappointment and stress. One way to understand impermanence is to imagine life as a flowing river. The water constantly moves, shifting and changing, never remaining in one place. Trying to hold on to any part of it is like trying to catch water with your bare hands. It's impossible. Instead of resisting the flow, we can learn to move with it, appreciating each moment for what it is without trying to make it last forever. This mindset shift brings a sense of freedom, as we no longer feel pressured to control every outcome or resist the natural changes that life brings. Practicing mindfulness is a practical approach to embracing impermanence. By staying present and appreciating each moment as it comes, we learn to experience life without attachment. When we accept that both positive and negative experiences are temporary, we become less reactive and more resilient. A joyful moment is cherished, but we're not disappointed when it passes. A difficult moment is endured, but we don't feel overwhelmed, knowing it too will pass. Understanding impermanence doesn't mean we stop caring about life or our goals. Rather, it means we recognize that change is inevitable, and by accepting this, we reduce the stress that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. In embracing impermanence, we open ourselves to a life of greater peace, resilience, and freedom, allowing us to engage fully with each moment without fear of loss. This acceptance brings us closer to true inner peace, freeing us from the constant pressures of holding on and helping us find harmony in the ever-changing nature of life. 6. Meditation and mindfulness in daily life. In our busy lives, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, distracted, and disconnected from the present. Meditation and mindfulness offer us powerful ways to reconnect, bringing a sense of peace and clarity into our everyday experiences. These practices aren't just about sitting in silence. They're about cultivating a mindful awareness that we can carry with us throughout our daily routines. By integrating meditation and mindfulness into our lives, we can improve our focus, reduce stress, and enhance our overall well-being. Meditation is often considered the foundation of mindfulness. By dedicating even just a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on our breath, we begin to develop a greater awareness of our inner world. In meditation, we observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, learning to let them come and go like passing clouds. This practice helps us break free from reactive habits, giving us a calm, centered state of mind that we can return to even in challenging situations. Mindfulness, on the other hand, is about bringing that same awareness into our daily activities. It's a practice of being fully present, whether we're washing dishes, listening to someone speak, or taking a walk outside. When we practice mindfulness, we pay attention to the details of each moment, the texture of the water on our hands, the warmth of the sun on our skin, or the sound of a loved one's voice. By doing so, we cultivate an appreciation for the small moments that often go unnoticed, transforming everyday tasks into opportunities for grounding and peace. For example, imagine taking a mindful walk. Instead of letting your mind wander, focus on the sensation of each step, the rhythm of your breathing, and the sights and sounds around you. This practice not only calms the mind, but also brings a renewed sense of connection with your surroundings. Similarly, practicing mindful eating, savoring each bite, noticing the flavors and textures, can help you fully enjoy your meals and appreciate the nourishment they bring. The beauty of mindfulness is that it can be practiced anytime, anywhere. When we bring a sense of awareness to each moment, we become less reactive and more intentional. We're no longer swept away by stress or negative emotions. Instead, we learn to respond thoughtfully, making choices that align with our values and goals. Incorporating meditation and mindfulness into daily life doesn't require drastic changes, just a willingness to slow down and be present. Over time, these practices build a foundation of inner calm and resilience, helping us navigate life with greater clarity and joy. By embracing mindfulness, we enrich each moment, creating a more peaceful and fulfilled life. 7. Building a positive, supportive environment. Our environment has a profound impact on our well-being, mindset, and ability to thrive. A positive, supportive environment is one that nurtures our growth, encourages us to be our best selves, and offers stability in the face of challenges. While we can't always control every aspect of our surroundings, we can make intentional choices about the people, spaces, and routines we surround ourselves with to cultivate a space that enhances our mental and emotional health. First, consider the relationships in your life. Positive relationships are rooted in mutual respect, encouragement, and understanding. Surrounding ourselves with people who genuinely support us uplifts our spirit and reinforces our inner strength. These are the people who celebrate our successes, offer empathy in difficult times, and challenge us to grow in meaningful ways. Building and nurturing these connections requires us to be intentional, showing kindness, gratitude, and respect in return. If certain relationships are consistently draining or negative, it might be worth reevaluating them or setting boundaries to protect our well-being. Our physical space also plays a crucial role in creating a supportive environment. A clean, organized, and inviting space can help reduce stress and increase focus. Simple adjustments like decluttering, adding natural elements like plants, or ensuring good lighting can make a big difference in how we feel day to day. Creating a personal area where we can relax, meditate, or simply unwind offers a sanctuary from the external pressures of the world and supports our journey toward inner peace. In addition to people and spaces, routines and habits shape our environment. Establishing positive habits, like setting aside time for mindfulness, exercise, or creative expression, fosters a balanced and supportive routine. These practices allow us to recharge and approach each day with greater clarity and focus. For instance, a morning meditation or a nightly gratitude practice can set a positive tone, reminding us of our goals and helping us stay grounded, even when life becomes chaotic. Finally, seek out communities that align with your values and interests, whether it's joining a yoga class, volunteering, or participating in a group focused on personal growth. Finding a community that shares your outlook and passions can reinforce your motivation and sense of belonging. Building a positive, supportive environment is an investment in our well-being and happiness. By surrounding ourselves with uplifting people, creating nurturing spaces, and establishing healthy routines, we cultivate an environment that empowers us to be resilient, grounded, and joyful. This intentional approach to our environment helps us find strength and encouragement as we navigate life's ups and downs, ultimately supporting a more fulfilling and balanced life. 8. Developing resilience and adaptability. Resilience and adaptability are essential qualities that allow us to navigate life's inevitable challenges with strength and grace. While resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, adaptability is our capacity to adjust to new situations. Together, they form a powerful combination that helps us face uncertainty and change without being overwhelmed. Developing these qualities not only enhances our inner strength, but also fosters a sense of confidence and peace as we learn to thrive regardless of circumstances. Resilience begins with self-awareness and self-care. By understanding our own strengths and limitations, we're better prepared to handle adversity. Taking time for self-reflection allows us to recognize patterns in how we react to stress, which can guide us toward healthier responses. Practicing self-care, whether through mindfulness, exercise, or hobbies that bring us joy, recharges our energy, making it easier to stay resilient when facing life's ups and downs. Adaptability, on the other hand, requires an open mind and a willingness to embrace change. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and the ability to adjust our approach when circumstances shift is a valuable skill. When we approach change with curiosity rather than resistance, we're more likely to see new possibilities and find solutions we hadn't considered before. Developing adaptability means learning to let go of rigid expectations and instead cultivating flexibility in our thinking and actions. One practical way to develop resilience and adaptability is to view challenges as opportunities for growth. Rather than seeing obstacles as setbacks, we can reframe them as learning experiences. This shift in perspective helps us maintain a positive outlook, even during difficult times. For example, if a job opportunity falls through or a relationship changes, instead of feeling defeated, we can ask ourselves what we can learn from the experience and how we can use it to move forward stronger and wiser. Building a supportive network is also crucial for resilience. Surrounding ourselves with people who offer encouragement and perspective can make a big difference during challenging times. Friends, family, and mentors can provide insight, emotional support, and guidance, helping us stay grounded and hopeful. Finally, remember that developing resilience and adaptability is a gradual process. It requires patience and consistent effort, but with time, these qualities become natural parts of who we are. By embracing life's changes and maintaining a resilient mindset, we empower ourselves to handle whatever comes our way. With resilience and adaptability, we learn not only to survive life's challenges, but to thrive in the face of them, creating a foundation of inner strength that supports lasting peace and fulfillment. 9. Living confidently and authentically. Living confidently and authentically means embracing who we truly are without relying on the approval of others or conforming to societal expectations. Authenticity is about aligning our actions, beliefs, and values so that we live in harmony with our true selves. Confidence grows naturally from this alignment, as we no longer need external validation to feel secure. Together, authenticity and confidence allow us to lead a life of purpose and fulfillment, navigating the world with courage and self-assurance. Authenticity starts with self-acceptance. It requires us to recognize and embrace our unique qualities, strengths, and even flaws. When we stop comparing ourselves to others or trying to fit into roles that don't feel true, we free ourselves from the stress of constantly seeking approval. This acceptance doesn't mean we stop striving for growth. Rather, it means we grow from a place of self-love and understanding. By accepting who we are at our core, we create a stable foundation that supports confident, authentic living. Living authentically also involves setting boundaries and honoring our own needs. When we're true to ourselves, we understand that it's okay to say no to things that don't align with our values or bring us joy. Boundaries help us protect our time, energy, and well-being, allowing us to invest in relationships and activities that genuinely support us. Setting boundaries can be challenging, but it's a powerful act of self-respect that reinforces our confidence and helps us stay aligned with our true selves. Confidence flourishes when we pursue our passions and live according to our values. By engaging in activities that bring us joy and purpose, we cultivate a deep sense of fulfillment that no outside opinion can take away. This inner satisfaction boosts our confidence, allowing us to approach life's challenges without fear of judgment. When we're guided by our own values rather than the expectations of others, we become resilient to criticism and more secure in our choices. Living authentically and confidently also has a positive impact on our relationships. When we are genuine, we attract people who appreciate us for who we truly are, fostering deeper and more meaningful connections. Authenticity is magnetic. It inspires others to embrace their true selves and creates an environment of trust and respect. Ultimately, living confidently and authentically is about showing up as our truest selves, embracing our unique path with courage. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-expression that leads to a life rich with purpose, connection, and joy. By honoring our true selves, we step into our power, building a life that reflects who we are at our core, free from the need to conform or seek validation from others. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the key principles that can transform our lives. We've explored the power of inner peace, the importance of self-awareness, the freedom in letting go of attachments, and the strength that comes from compassion, resilience, and authenticity. These practices, inspired by Buddhist teachings, guide us toward a life where happiness isn't swayed by others' opinions or changing circumstances. Instead, it's a steady, lasting state that comes from within. Now, it's time to put these lessons into practice. Start by embracing mindfulness in your daily life, observing your thoughts and reactions without judgment. Cultivate self-compassion and forgive yourself and others to build a solid foundation of inner strength. Remember, this path isn't about perfection. It's about growth and continuous self-discovery. Each small step will bring you closer to true peace and happiness. As a call to action, I encourage you to take these teachings and make them a part of your life. Begin incorporating these Buddhist principles into your daily routines, allowing them to guide you in moments of stress or doubt. With time, you'll find yourself growing more grounded, more resilient, and ultimately more empowered. Let this journey toward self-empowerment continue, and know that true peace and joy await you. The path to inner strength is lifelong, but with commitment, you are already well on your way to a fulfilling, authentic life that reflects your deepest values. Thank you for being here. And remember, the power to live a meaningful, joyful life is already within you.